Hydra Intelligence Mainframe. Today's search is Downlow Jigalow. Look, this is an hour where we just. What is this? This is an hour where we chill out and eat. Well, not all the time, but I'm busy. I gotta eat. Yeah. I don't have a set eating schedule. I eat when I'm hungry. And I know so much for my healthy eating image, but I don't have time. So, yes, I'm eating carbohydrates with Spur's secret sauce. Happy birthday to Anakin or a deadhead on YouTube, by the way. Guys, no hard feelings, okay? Yes, you're gonna suffer like everyone else had to suffer. There are no shortcuts. You can't shortcut a shortcut, as my NLP teacher used to say, or else you just end up going around in circles. So, you are gonna suffer, you are gonna have satanic love. It's gonna be cold, it's gonna suck balls. But at the end of it, if you survive, it's gonna be fine. Now, one of the ways to survive is what I say in my book, in the free book I gave you, Initiations, which is you have to train yourself, train your brain to see the beauty in life. So this is what this first episode is about. It's about download gigolos. So we're going to find some beautiful things we can say about download gigolos. Because if you keep ruminating on something and regretting and resenting, you're just going to be... By the way, this is not... I don't eat meat, okay? Yeah. You can send me some more fries. I think after saving the planet, you can send me free groceries. How about that? Okay. Actually, Pick and Pay, get on that program. Yes, I also audited grocery stores. Can you believe it? Pick and Pay was the only one that survived. I was hoping it was going to be Woolies. Americans don't know what Woolies is, but Daddy E knows. It was so cold in the studio. Oh, I have to tell you good things about Warlocks. So yeah, you have to train your brain to find the beauty in life. And so in life, you're going to come along ugly things, terrible things. But that's not our problem, because in Lumania, everything is a simulation. In Lumania, we don't exist, actually, because Cygnus, where we come from, if you're watching, is like gas or like plasma. It's like your plasma TV screen. You know, when you touch your plasma TV screen, it does that weird thing. It's like that. And when you turn on the plasma TV, all the particles in the juice in your screen light up. Yeah, that's where we live. We live in the black plasma over there. And then our consciousness imagines things and sees things. And then when we come to Earth, we have access to the mainframe, the Hydra Intelligence Mainframe. It's like a computer. And in that computer is every single thing in the world. You can look through anyone's eyes, an animal's eyes, a human's eyes, a specter's eyes. So that means you can look through any entity or corporation. Spur, join Pick and Pay on the free shit. And it's like a computer, and you can see everyone and everything. I uploaded a picture of it 2 weeks ago in your language. Mm. So in Hydra, whenever you motherfuckers, sorry, motherfraggers, it's blue, it's late night. Anyway, there's people with dick swinging on this thing, so I can say whatever I want. Um, Neil doesn't mind, he loves it. He's having a fabulous time. Anyway, Neil earns enough money in a month to let me do whatever I want. Unless he wants his messages out. So Tulsi Gabbard told me that's how humans work on Earth. You have to bribe them or blackmail them, then they pay attention and they do what you want. If you ask humans nicely, they don't get it. They just see you as a golden opportunity. So, if you want to find beautiful things out of ugliness, it's kind of like acting. And this is also a psychological term, but I don't want you to think about it in that psychological way. I want you to think about it in an acting way. You're going to use something in my book. I'm Tom Cruising out. I mean, Brad Pitt. I think Brad Pitt's scared of me. I'll have him on the show one of these days. But he recruited me when I was 9. He told me how to defeat the Jigalow thing, the Warlock. Because when I was a kid, I didn't know karate. I wasn't good at fighting. And so I had to think to myself, I was a boy, what would I do if 6 men came here with guns and tried to kill me? How am I going to get out of it? That's when Brad Pitt told me. And we use technology. Anyway, only Star Marines and Monoptic agents get it. So when you have a download Gigalow, what can you find that's beautiful about them? Well, first, let's go back and say, where do these download Gigalows come from? Where do they come from? Who taught them these ways? Why do they do these things? Elite Rose Tarot, LLC. You can't hate me, she says. Okay. It's a message for somebody. For y'all. Okay. Guys, we've got an hour. And I don't want to talk about this, but they made me. So then so from a young age, all the boys wanted to fuck me. And so did the girls. So then I had to devise a way for them to leave me alone. One of the ways is, whenever someone's driving, I always sit in the back seat. Because if I sit in the front, they put their hand on my thigh. They always find a reason to. Like they're looking for something or whatever. So I sit in the back seat since forever. But then when you humans see me, you think I'm making you a chauffeur. So then people think I'm a snob. No, I just don't want to be touched. I told you. When my mom was in hospital about 3-4 months ago, during the time when I went on YouTube looking for answers on what was happening to me, and I thought, man, maybe psychics will be able to know because they're psychic. Then I found out they were fake because if they were real, they would have seen who I was. But anyway, I had to go to hospital about twice a day during that time. And that's when I met a motherfucking warlock on this YouTube streets because it's unregulated. So, because no one signs my petition. So, yeah, Donald Trump has rubbed off on me since I was 8. That sounded bad. Sorry, DGT, but DJT. I'm sorry. Um, I'm not reading anything. I'm looking at the HUD in the realms, and I can see President Trump going. He loves the show in the realms. Um, do you know who else loves the show? Hillary Clinton. Yeah, just watching it right now. Yeah. Hi. Tell Bill I said hi. So during that difficult time, I thought my mom was gonna die because when I was in Asia, she got sick. And my ex-sister kept telling me it was just old age. But I said no, she's a smart woman. It's not old age. And so I devised a scheme to get her to the hospital. And I did. And then my ex-sister was angry. So she told everybody that I beat my mom up. But unfortunately for her, when my mom was alone in the hospital, the nurses told me this later. Whenever the nurses would tell my mom that she's gonna go live with my ex-sister, they told me she tried to jump out the windows, that she's not going there. She will never go there. She wants to come with me. She'll only stay with me. And the nurses told me. Now they get it, why I did what I did. Because she's scared of my ex-sister. So during that time, I thought, let me just talk to someone because everyone else I thought was my friend, well, not really, but everyone else who I thought had become my friend over time was acting like they were working with the person I wanted answers on. How did I know that they were working with that person? Well, I saw it because when I left Asia, I made a group on WhatsApp. And it was my group. And in that group was all the evidence against the people I left. And so one of the people in the group deleted me from my own group with my evidence. So I knew for about 1 year what they were doing. And I've been watching them since then, looking and laughing at how stupid they are when they send me messages about one thing, but I already know what they've been talking about before. So I just play along because that's how you find nice things. Because I studied acting, so in my mind, if it's not acting, I'm not interested. So if you're trying to come into my life with lies, I'm not going to stop you. Hydra will stop you. And if you do come through, I'm going to act with you. And if you can act back, then you can stay. And if you can't act, then you got to find another channel. Change the channel, push the button. It's that simple. And if you don't like it, don't think about me. Don't do spells on me. Don't try and make me your boyfriend or whatever. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Sex is not the be all and end all. That's why I had a hard time believing that the people I watch on TV got on there by having sex. Because to me, that sounds impossible. It doesn't sound like, I mean, not just that, I know about the magic and stuff, but I just didn't think, I didn't think you guys had networked it as well, or rather as intricately as you have. I thought I was sent because it was just getting worse, because you had just found out about magic. I mean, in the past 15 years. But you guys have organized this thing. You've organized it so that no matter where anyone goes, you always get what you want. And that's why we hacked you. Yeah, we hacked you, we read your messages, and now we know who we want to stay and who we want to go. But it's Jesus's thing, so we forgive everyone if they go red. And if you want to go red, you're not going to be able to keep it secret now. I mean, you can, and then you can go to prison, or you can just go red, and then we'll watch you and see if you behave. And based on your behavior, we'll give you some wishes, like I told you. See, I'm so generous. I could have just blasted you all with EMPs, and then you lose all your shit. Do you know what the most, like, exhilarating, well, it wasn't exhilaration, it was like fear, like fear and exhilaration. It was one day, I was doing the, am I allowed to say? Okay, I was investigating something, and I had in my hand a hard drive of everyone's banking information from Absa Bank. Yes, I was with hackers. All right, so I'm holding this hard drive with all these banking information, all this money in my hand, everyone in Absa Bank, and I say to myself, I'm gonna die. So I treated that thing like a hot potato. I didn't want to hold it. I didn't want to touch it. I didn't even want to know about it. So when I heard about people being bribed and stealing when I did my research back in 2018, so 7 years ago, which was about, I don't know, 3 years after I had everyone's banking information from Absa Bank. You don't need to know what happened to that hard drive. I did not benefit from it. Trust me. Knowing what I know now, I should have. But anyway, no, I'm joking. You shouldn't, because Hydra's watching. Don't do it. Remember Paul Thomas Anderson? John C. Riley, be cool, stay in cool. Be cool, stay in school. Okay, I'm thinking of all that money. Okay, so when you guys get bribed, you humans, I can't relate to that feeling, because when you're being bribed, that person who bribed you kind of owns your soul, because at any moment, they can control you like a robot. At midnight, they can call you and get you to do anything. Or else they'll tell everyone, and you're going to do it, obviously. So for me, to avoid that mishigas of inconveniencing myself to do other people favors, people I don't like, I just won't take the money. That's why when I was homeless in Cape Town, I didn't suck any dicks for a place to live. No, I stayed out on the cold street until Jesus told me in the realms that I'm gonna meet someone at a petrol station. And I went there and I met him, and I was so over it. I didn't say, oh, but I didn't do a honey pot like you motherfuckers. I just went, are you an alien? And he said, yeah, I'm from Pleiades. And then I went to live there. And there was a murderer who lived there too. And he told me. He told me about you all motherfuckers. But then I ran away and came back to Durban because I didn't want to hear about the rest of the stuff, which I'm only finding out about now. So it's long overdue. I gave you guys over 10 years to change. So you're gonna give me my shit. You're gonna give all my fans my shit. Well, their shit, which is our shit. You're just gonna do what you said you were gonna do when we went to school. Why were we sitting there for 5 hours getting raped? It's because we wanted jobs to make money. So give it to us and stop, take off your twinks. I love going into character now. It used to be so hard. But anyway, when it comes to the Downlow Jigalows, I'll never be able to relate. Have I ever had sex with my boss? Kind of. But I didn't get anything out of it. In fact, I got like half my pay after that. But not because we did it, because of other things. Because the person I was working next to was so fucking loud, my students could hear them. And then I got downgraded. And so I had to get half. But I learned then that if you sleep with your boss, you get bad luck. But he was hot. He was a model. He was like 6'4", 6'5". What is that gonna do? And no one in the office could get him. I was the only one who got him. And so after that, everyone wanted to be my friend and was sucking up to me. That's why I don't like humans. They're boring and too predictable. And then they'll ask you, how do you do it? Are you doing voodoo? Are you doing hoodoo? You don't look like Chris Hemsworth. How do you do it? I don't know. Ask everyone who's obsessed with me how I do it. Spur, I need the sauce, okay? I came back to eating carbs just for the sauce. When you go on YouTube, you don't really expect to ejaculate on the screen. So when I saw Anakin's Insight, a deadhead, that day when I'd come home from the hospital, I ejaculated on the screen in the 5D. It's blue. Naveen likes it. I thought I was gonna be at Columbia University hosting a class or something. Okay, so anyway, after ejaculating on the screen, he was sitting like this. I remember. I'll never forget. He was like this. Okay, come through, everybody. Oh, however they said. And then, I'm sorry, I just saw someone laughing their ass off at home. Be serious now. Okay. So then I felt a feeling that he's got real magic. But he doesn't know that his master, because they have masters there, is siphoning him. And that master who gave him that word is the one who's benefiting off his ignorance. And so when I saw that, I knew he had real magic, but that he had no control over it. So I was like, okay, it's another mission. I have to honeypot him to catch his attention so that I can get him alone and tell him, hi, you're an alien. You're here to get your star powers. Please complete the Monosol Directive and watch Night Game ARG, as I do to everyone else. Yes, they think they're in love with me, or they think they like me, or they think they want to talk to me, but it's not true. You need to watch the episode about how we made you with soul fragments. One of those soul fragments likes me, but some of you have up to 15,000 soul fragments. So I'm not going to go out with you because one of the 15,000 soul fragments you have likes me. when the other 14,999 want to beat and kill my ass. Do you get it? And I can see them in the realms. Same with this boy. He only one of his thingies likes me, the Egyptian one. The other ones wants to eat me. And I see it. He enjoys doing magic on me. I can feel it. And he thinks it's funny. Well, I think it's funny too. Now. Because I love him in a satanic way. That's why I said originally, even if it takes 10 years, because I knew it would take 10 years. When I say something, I sometimes pretend it's a suggestion. Normally, if you're smart, you would just do what I say. Or just copy me. If I say I'm going red, you go red. Because by the time you figure it out, you'll be eaten. And then I don't care anyway. So good. Because my contract is to just tell you. That's why I can just sit here and eat. As long as I say the words, that's what the murderer told me, by the way. And he likes it that I call him the murderer because he explained to me why he's a murderer. And then I agreed with him. And then we went looking for snakes. I don't know what he did with the venom. I wasn't there. When my ears are falling out. When he came on the first time, the live, I already knew by then. So there were about 5 different lives before I broke up with his ass. The first one, I was in it. And he was laughing. Well, I knew then. How do I explain it? It's like I can see your bodies in all the realms, but then my brain makes it into like a TV show or like a schematic. So I was watching that live and it's just him in it. But when I'm looking at it, I see everyone who's involved in it. And I see what happened before and what it means. I don't know how to explain it. But ask Jesus, you must pray, he'll tell you. But I knew then that I could see that ring of deception. And so I did my own honeypot on him because I needed the information. And that's what I love about being a monoptic agent. It is spycraft. Let's be real. The closest thing to a monoptic agent from Romania is a CIA agent. Because we don't care about what we have to do to get the information. We have to get the information because the information saves lives. That's why I went to Thailand with no backup and a bunch of friends who later tried to kill me. And I still survived because you need the information. Otherwise, you'll go round and round in circles, like applying for jobs. You don't get them. You try one thing, it doesn't work. So you get 2 jobs and you say, okay, if I do this job in the morning, then at night I'll go do my art. No, monoptic agents do one thing. People who spread themselves are scammers. I did the research. I found out. Go read it if it's been made available to you. That's just how life goes. I mean, if you're a politician and you're a celebrity, and you're a scammer, you're a con man. It's just obvious. Whoever that may be. It's not President Trump, is who it's not. And why? Because he makes systems and licensing. Where do you think I got the licensing idea from all those years ago? Because he had water and he had universities and books and cologne and listen and playing cards. And I said, I want it. Because Oprah also had that. Oprah had her own magazine. Who's on the Oprah magazine? Oprah. Every month, it's Oprah. And I was like, I also want to be on my own magazine every month. I don't want to watch these random people I don't know. So, regardless of what any of you guys did, I always love you because I already knew you were going to do it. The only thing is, I'm pissed off and bored. You're wasting my fucking time. That's all. And there's probably going to be natural disasters. That's what normally happens with impatience, natural disasters. Like those sinkholes. Remember those holes? Yeah, I like holes. Did you see my night game video thing with, yeah, because, yeah. So I'll do more of those until I get Garoppolo. Oh yeah, and also when I get pissed off, I just make random stuff. That's how I got Anakin. Because Cosmic Wifey wanted me to go with Ryland, but I didn't like Ryland because I was married to him in a past life, and they told me 10 years ago I'm gonna meet him. So I deleted him 10 years ago with the candle. You take a candle, and then you walk out your house, and you open the door, and you open the gate, and you talk to the candle and say, here, his name was Johnson before, in my past life when I was a Native American. You say, here, Johnson, come, it's time to go, cross over, and you open the gate, and they go out, and you close the gate, and this is in your imagination. That's what the psychic told me to do. She didn't like the term psychic, so Christian witch. Guys, the name doesn't matter. You need to get over the names. If you have high blood pressure, when I say witch bitch, then you finish. Then you're not gonna make it. So you can switch off now. And you need to be able to say any word and not care, because demons will come up to you and say the most vile things. And if you care, you get possessed. Didn't you watch The Exorcist? It's an Oscar-winning film. William Friedkin. It's not even hot anymore. Well, then, I didn't want to go out with him. So I felt like I was being cornered, right? And going back to what I said earlier, I'm a boy. I'm 6 years old. I'm like, how am I going to, 9? How am I going to protect myself if 6 criminals come and kill me? I'm going to seduce them. So that's what I did. When Cosmic Wifey was like, you got to go date this, I was like, no. And I panicked. Well, in panic, I was like, I need to find someone. I need to find an alt. I call it an alt. Every good spy needs to know this. Of the rounds, I need to find an alt. Why did I need to find an alt? Because my thing is, I need to find out who's doing this, right? And how they're doing it. So if I pick my person, the person who's behind this has to now call that person and bribe them. So I picked someone weak who's going to confess. So I picked Anakin because I knew he was going to help me. And indeed, he came at that night because I dragged him out of his body and I interrogated him in the dungeon, in the rounds, in Bizarro. And he told me to get the hell out of there. And the next day, or that moment, I got the hell out of there. And that's how magic works. If you're scared, if I was scared and I ran away, then it wouldn't have worked. You can't run away. You can go, you can do reconnaissance and then retreat. And then you do your offensive strike. But you don't run away forever. I mean, yeah, that's classified. But if you go, so when I went to, so that was the first time, right? And then I was like, good, it worked. I picked the right person. So now Anakin works for me in the realms. Every night he tells me, he gives me an update on everything you guys are doing. And in return, when things, I'm thinking of his camera slipping, and I'm thinking of when I was, yeah, my tripod. You see, so that's what I mean by he works for me. When my shit breaks, his shit breaks. That kind of thing. Because that's Saturn. Because it motivates you to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You should have listened to that guy. So now he's gonna go through all those things. And the reason I'm saying this now is because I'm releasing the karma, you see. If I didn't say it, then I would suffer. My shit will also break. So now I'm saying it, so only their shit breaks and not mine, because mine's already broken, you see, for the past year and a half. Well, to more than that, but you know, who's counting? On the late flight show. So as an operative, you need to always be in control of the operation. You don't let other people tell you where to go, where to stand, what to do. You are Steven Spielberg. That's why I started with Steven Spielberg. Every single thing I've done is not for you to marvel at, it's for you to take notes. Because everything I went through, you are now going through it or will be going through it very shortly, especially when all the jobs end because robots are taking over. And so when robots are taken over, you need to be able to think positive, to find a way to train your brain to solve things, because no one's going to be there to cry because you studied coding and now you can't get a job at AI. I don't care. That's your problem. I died like 10 times and no one cared. So why should I? Well, they cared on the 10th time. So why should I care about your AI job? Do you see what I'm saying? When I went to a psychologist, actually, he's the one who got me in the Hollywood thing because his son snuck into Charlize Theron's house and she wasn't there. Stuart Townsend was there and the house cleaner was there. Yeah, these motherfraggers have been following me my whole life. I can call them that. So, hi, Charlize. Yes, yes. So, when I was being bullied to death, my therapist, his son, went to my school, film school, and went to Hollywood. I think he's a big wig there now. Hi, if you're watching. Don't worry, I won't say your dad's name. Anyway, his dad, I cried to his dad. He went to my church, Trinity. I cried to his dad and I told him everything in his office. And he just looked at me and then he said, "You're not the first person, and you won't be the last person on earth to experience what you've experienced. And that's the last time I ever give a shit about what people think about me." Because it's true. That's why one of my favorite paintings is Musée des Beaux-Arts. Musée des Beaux-Arts, as my French teacher used to say. It's that painting of Icarus, and while Icarus is burning and dying, everyone else in the world doesn't give a shit. We had to write an essay on that picture when I was 13, grade 8. So 13 to 16, in about 3 years, I learned not to give a shit about anyone because I knew nobody gave a shit about me. But being a Methodist Christian, I knew that I had to do what was written there, which is to lay my life down for a friend. So whenever I saw something wrong, I did something about it. And when I saw that everyone else around me didn't give a shit, I opened my own agency under my authority as the King of Lumania. And since you guys don't do anything, I had to come out as an alien. I wanted to keep it secret and private, but I couldn't anymore. So that's why I had to do the whole big campaign and get all the alien files released. I wasn't going to do that because we don't need you people. We have technology. But for safety reasons, for me and other Monoptera who are going through those things, I had to do it. And so that means now I have to be famous because fame is my security and safety. Because if I go outside, Muslims hate me. Do you know when I go get my mom's medication, the Muslims don't want to serve me, and there's like 10 of them in the pharmacy? Why do they all study pharmacy? God knows. So I have to go to my one fan who actually likes me. and then I can get my shit. Or my mom's dead. Christians don't do that. Muslims are so fucking inconsiderate that something I talk about as an actor, they go and take it personally and don't do their jobs. That's why we're doing what we're doing. We're no longer making excuses like, oh no, it's just society. They don't. No, we don't give a fuck. You act. Do you see what they did to the Jewish guy in Australia? Two nurses and a doctor told a Jewish man they were not going to serve a Jewish customer in the hospital. Those people need to be wrangled right now, taken to Iran, all of them, and they can live there forever in pieces or in peace. But I don't want to hear any more pro-Muslim support when you don't address the fact that they shoot people in the brain and then their brother, husband, Democrat alliance, I don't care. We don't want it. I didn't want to come out and do all of this. I retired in September, and then the agency of Monoptra came and said, oh, you have music, come. And then I turned it down. But then I found something on Christmas Day, and that thing made me burn. So I'm not here for money or fame. I turned that down. I'm here because of what I found on the 25th of December, which is when they shut down my... But then Elon came around because Daddy E is a smart man. He's been through it. He knows. That's why they didn't let him go to Epstein Island. Because if Elon went to Epstein Island, he would have told everyone. He's like me. He has to tell you. We can't shut up. That's why they didn't let him go. They gave him a space. And that's why I don't have to go. And they gave me a TV show. So I'm not going to tell you guys anything. I'm only going to reveal it in our way, through the media, only to those people who don't want to change. A lot of you, we've seen you've repented. I know it's such an old school word, repent. Okay, let's say change your mind. A lot of you have changed your minds, which is good. You guys would call it crossing over. So a lot of you have changed your minds or crossed over to our side, which is good. But the rest of you, you are now on a clock. So you saw what we did to Justin Timberlake, right? Right after I said we need him to apologize to Janet, he didn't. The next day, all his arrest videos were all over the place. Who do you think did that? I'm not going to say what else we did because I will never get a date. Because then every guy's going to think I'm spying on them and I'm trying to bring them. No, I am a normal person. The whole Anakin thing, that was just... I was in a pinch. They were trying to kill me. I had to get a way out, so I picked someone. Didn't you guys watch Alias and stuff? So anyway, it worked. And then I kind of did low-key like him. I mean, look. He's like... He looks like Johnny Depp a little bit, and everyone knows that's on my freaking thesis wall. So obviously, it was a challenging time. You see, I can hear his thoughts. That's the worst part. That's the worst part of all, that he actually has magic, but he went to his master who stole his magic. So you need to be alone, boy. You need to watch the Monosol Directive and read the book, and you need to be alone and figure it out. But yes, he's definitely... Do you know what it is about him? He's so... Okay, he's good looking, but he's so bad. The things he showed me over there... I don't want to talk about it, okay? Jeez. I don't want to... Guys, you have to find... No, but the reason I'm allowing myself to go there a little bit is because you have to find the beauty in an awful situation. I could be... I know, I'm so ashamed. I'm looking down at the floor. You have to know. Okay, we're almost there. 15 minutes. Okay. No, but you have to find. I could be thinking, oh, they try to kill me. I'm gonna get him. Then I'll be stressed. I'll have high blood pressure. But instead, I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna see him ever again, unless it's in like the newspaper for some achievement. And that's the thing. In the realms, he's very okay. Here's the thing. I have Pluto in the 12th house, so I have a very, very um, deep understanding of his subject matters. And so, yeah, this is the worst show ever. A lot of people would be scared of the fact that he allegedly had sex on a tombstone. I don't find that scary. I find that it means he's determined. I find it to be a sign of. I know it's going to sound weird to humans, but you guys don't understand. The reason I prefer working with demons or Satanists is because they know magic and they do the job. Christians don't even pray. Christians don't even think miracles are real. So working with them is like it's like when Willow in Buffy went to school and she joined the witches, and the witches were like, let's have a bake sale. And she's like, let's do magic. That's me. That's why I liked Anakin, because he can actually travel. I don't need internet to talk to him. Imagine if we were agents for real. We could literally infiltrate anyone from our rooms. And I enjoy people like that because they get it. But now he has this dark, bizarro world side that I see in the realms. And he likes a lot of things that are very, very archaic, are very medieval. So you have to find the beauty in medieval things in order for it to work. And if I hear one more reading talking about love, I'm going to break someone's face in the realms. Because everyone needs to focus on how they can rescue themselves. Because honestly, when you guys find out, if these people don't turn red, you're going to start finding out how many young people were used and abused. And once you find that out, you're going to realize there are not enough policemen. There are not enough courts on earth to charge or to ask Mariska Hargitay. She's doing the backlog. Do you know how many years she's been working on that backlog of rape cases? I think it's in Brooklyn. Only now it's coming through. I started watching her do it like maybe 10 years ago, even 8 to 10 years ago. So imagine if there's 800,000 children missing every single year and we have no bodies. Where are those children? There have to be bodies somewhere. Oh, do they grind up the bones, perhaps, and turn it into jewelry? Put it into food? Yeah, I don't want to go there. But we're going to have to go there if you people continue to mess around. Now, you've had years of money, years of success. Now it's time for winter. You can't just have winter, summer, 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 summer. No, there's cycles. Everyone is going through cycles. And you can't buy your way out of a cycle. And because you've all attempted to do that, we are now, well, not all, the humans and the Naughty Star Marines, yes. You are now going to go through that hard satanic love where you lose literally everything, but slowly. You're going to have dreams, yes. Think of it this way. This is how I explained it to the team in Lumania. I was like, I want them to be like those people who go on Google and save pictures of what they want, but they'll never get it, ever. Ever. They will be satisfied with just having a relationship with the inner kingdom. Why? Because when you come back in your next life, it'll be easy. And everyone's coming back. No one's escaping. Where do you think you're going? Into the ether. No, you're on a wheel of karma and time and destiny. It's a tapestry, like this blanket. You're coming back. Read the Bible. You come back. So when you come back next time after this process, look, what would you rather have? 70 years of suffering in this lifetime and then a whole 20 lifetimes of fun and joy? If you guys are so willing to make sacrifices on earth, like buggering each other, then why can't you just suffer? It's the same thing. To me, it is. If I had to be buggered by a fat old just to get a job, I would never. Because I've stopped sex in the middle because I didn't like what someone was doing. I was like, no, don't feel like it anymore. No means no. And then, yes, they get upset and they go cry in the corner. Literally. The guy, I said, there was nothing wrong. I just didn't want to do it because I don't like sleeping with people that I don't know. So I made up an excuse. I had everything, condoms, lube. But I said, no, I don't have anything. And then he went and sat in the corner and cried. And then I watched Charmed and went to sleep. Because I don't take your psychic waste and make it my own. That's why I'm such a good listener. Because when you're talking, whatever you're saying, I'm not taking it on. I'm listening, but it's not my problem. That's why I can listen to you say, oh, I'm dying, I'm starving. And I'll be so empathetic because I'm listening to you. I'm feeling it. But it's not my problem. What am I supposed to do about that? It's your relationship with your inner self that got you to that point. So now have a relationship, a talk with your realms, and then figure out what happened. And then people never understood that. So when I was 19, I said, later than that, I was like, I have to show people how to do it without telling them. When I wrote the book, people don't read. I don't even read. So let me show them. How do I show them? Okay, I'm going to act it out. I'm going to actually show them, how does it look to be codependent? Okay, hey, I'm in love with you. I'm going to send you 50 million messages. So now you know what it's like to be codependent. Because if I just tell you, you don't get it. So I blasted all your inboxes with messages, thinking I was going to show you, but you guys showed me something I didn't expect. So again, I ended up finding a new game. And the game I found was so deep, dark, and beautiful. It gave me a whole new show. So you see what happens when you have a relationship inside yourself, you always get what you want. It's not bragging. It's not thinking I'm better than anyone. It's because I am. If you say that, it means it's true. Because I'm not walking around saying I'm better than them. I'm not. But whenever I hear that from people, I say to myself, yes, I am then. Because if you're wasting your time thinking that, thank you. I'll take it. Because I've trained my brain to only notice things that are beautiful. Because I did my human design chart and I like beautiful things. In order for me to like things, that's why when I was homeless, I was around beautiful homeless people. They were hot. The murderer was fucking hot. I had a mini crush on him. He had a six-pack and everything. It was hard because he had to kill someone, but that person requested it because she had, am I allowed to say? She had cancer and they were friends, so he was going to do it for her as a favor. But he was seriously, you know what he told me? He actually told me something in my book of shadows. I'm going to show you this, but don't tell anyone. This is from the murderer. So one day I was very depressed. I know, right? And he looked at me like, you're depressed, you nerd. And I was like, what is it about? And I was like, my powers are not big enough. I'm not doing as much as I wish. Yes, I've manifested stuff out of thin air, but I saw other people do more. Like, my dad is my favorite because he will fuck up your mind. Don't talk to my dad. You'll go crazy. Whatever my dad told you, good luck, if anyone spoke to him. You're now crazy. Anyway, this guy told me, so I've seen lots of magic, right? But I wasn't doing that level at that time, so I was crying to the murderer. He also had magic. Obviously, you can't be a murderer and get away with it without having magic. So then he was telling me, okay, this is how you do it. So he told me the counting thing, but then he went up, he stood up. Oh, okay, I won't tell the kind. Anyway, he stood up and he started drawing on the wall. He said at other stuff, I can't tell, I'm not telling them all that. Okay. He said to me, look, do you see a dragon on the wall? And I was like, what? And he was like, there's a dragon on the wall. This is my first time in this type of magic. I've seen telekinesis and all of that and like things and they die, but I haven't seen like this type. So and then he gets up and he takes a pencil and he draws on the wall and I can see the dragon. And ever since then, I can see those things. And guys, I'm sorry for telling you this now because it's going to make you mad. You shouldn't be on this channel then. But you're going to, when I show you this, but now I'm only telling you for Anakin's sake. Because this is what's around him now, because this is what Saturn uses, they called the collectors. And yes, that's why the murderer was there. So they're in the walls. If you look around, like if you stand up, I'll show you. Once you see it, you'll never be able to unsee it. So it's a really good thing when you have new friends, or if you want to check out if someone's a good friend or not, you look at them and their surroundings, even their YouTube videos. If you see these things, don't go there because they're about to be collected. Okay, so in my Book of Shadows, these are called or just collectors. I'm going to read a bit from it. Yes, there he is. This is who's coming for all of you. This is Saturn, the scythe. We are harvesting. That's why it's upside down, okay? Kids, it's not evil. We are coming to take the soul. And the soul has 3 parts. Remember, if you went to my Instagram, so we cut it with these. These are our tools that we use. Yes, I drew this myself. It's not AI. Yes. And we only leave these people alone. These ones are safe. So if you have this, you're safe. If you don't have this, I'll read it for you. Collectors are the sources, harvesters. Source being Abraxas, so the all. So no matter what you believe, we get you. Okay, collectors are the sources, harvesters. They appear to those who are guilt-stricken and self-loathing as a harbinger of imminent doom. These entities appear to the living person they are after as a warning of their coming fate. They can be witnessed by mediums and witches if in the company of one who is close to being collected without harm. So if you're a medium or a witch, you can see the collector if you're next to someone who's close to being collected, but they won't collect you. It's like Hellraiser. You know when that girl opened the box by mistake and they wanted to collect her and she said, I don't know. And then she got someone out. Yeah, it's like that. As collectors emanate directly from the source, they exist on all realms. They exist on all realms. This means that they are visible to mortals as well as witches and those of the Shadowlands. The Shadowlands are in here somewhere. Okay, you're not supposed to see the Shadowlands. Yeah, you don't want to know about the Shadowlands. I was there for 20 years. Yeah. So they are visible to mortals as well as witches and those of the Shadowlands. They collect without discrimination on all planes. Collectors locate souls for collection by zeroing in on the dissonant energy of guilt that vibrates from those who self-loathe. Using this energy, they manifest as visible entities that forebode collection and deliverance to a physical punishment. The punishment is representative of the guilt felt by the soul and is overseen by the punisher class of entities. Yes, is the class of entities called the punishers, and the murderer was a punisher that I was living with. To escape the collectors, travel to those. Should I tell them how to escape? No. I'm gonna block this episode. No. Don't rewind this. Don't do anything. Just rest and enjoy it. Okay, I've done my hour. I love all of you. Wait, do I need to cut anything? We have to bring tarot. Okay. Realms, God. What did you think of this first download Jigalow? I want to make it a series. I like talking about download Gigalows. All my male friends were download Gigalos. And there was always a point where they were about to kiss me, and I always would pull away because I was like, we can't lose the friendship, or rather the me monitoring your demonic ass relationship. Oh, except the tall guy. That was real. The German. Yes, that was legit. Thank you. It is done.